Hi, it's Michelle Einstein Songbird Song. This is my affirmations list. I am 27 and pregnant, and I wrote that 10 times. Some people would say I'm 77 and postmenopausal. I say I am 27 and pregnant. Mama French braided my hair when I was about 7 years old, 6 or 7 years old, intertwining yellow ribbons in it. Then she asked or told her boyfriend, Sergeant Price, to take a photo of me sitting on her red three-piece sectional sofa. I put my head on my shoulder, a spin-off of that action, Head and Shoulders shampoo for dandruff. What does the court of the Lord say? The us Supreme Court say? Does that company, the Procter & Gamble Corporation, owe me for that idea? Yes, most definitely. They owe you part of their profits if you will retroactively license their usage. Okay, so that means I'm rich, I'm affluent. The path to life for sons is death. The tiny death of Sir Paul McCartney, orgasm, squirting sperm. Source, life, permanent, man, extraterrestrial. Testosterone. What does the court of the Lord, the us Supreme Court, say? Does DC Comics owe T. Michelle Birdsong and Sir Paul McCartney for the idea they used in their movie Black Adam? The path is the only way to death is through life. That's what they said in the movie. The only way to life is through death. They said that too. Let me write that down. Black Adam. That was the name of that wonderful movie. I saw it today with Tarek. So after death, let me see. The only way to life is through death. After death, orgasm, you rest. After he has an orgasm, he rests in peace, in sleep. Then awaken to life after your rest in peace. Okay, so that means the only way to death, to life, is through death. Or, if you have life, you have sexual relations, then you have an orgasm and die the tiny death to create the baby girl. And Paul McCartney dies to create the 4 boys. Remember I said I was pregnant? I didn't say but I'm pregnant with quintuplets. So Paul McCartney dies to send life, sperm, to the egg in the uterus. Jesus, Josh Groban, died for your sins. For your sins. Eve's babies. It's hard for me to read this and focus the camera on it. What does the court of the Lord say? Does each good person owe Eve for choosing Jesus to die the tiny death for Cain? Cain is like a Capricorn. He took responsibility. After Abel wouldn't stop breastfeeding, even though it was hurting his mother because he was past the age. He was about 2 years old and had teeth, and he was hurting his mother, and the mother was Tears were rolling down her eyes, but she didn't stop him because she loved him unconditionally and wanted to make him happy. So if he wanted to breastfeed, she let him breastfeed at the expense of her own health. Okay, so and his so do they owe for Cain and his descendants, for Abel and his descendants, water signs, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. Seth, the perfect sense, Virgos, do they owe Eve for their life? A1, first girl child, geniuses, Aquariuses, do they owe Eve? And Azuro, the baby girl, the last child in the Garden of Eden. So this, the last children in the family owe Eve, and Jesus, the surprise, the seemingly unplanned pregnancy. Do they owe Eve financial remunerations for their time to make themselves and the world something great? Yes. To the end of all time, the end of the frame, the game as pain. The begin of real life is what it feels it is. What does the court of the Lord, the Supreme Court, say? Am I to be paid what I know in my heart I am owed? Yes, owed. Order WDDI weddings with songbirds. I order the weddings of Venus, the goddess of love, to Michelle Birdsong to marry her brothers and lovers from heaven. Josh Groban is to marry at Madison Square Garden. David Garrett, who is David Christian Bonsart, to marry at the Cathedral Church of St. John the Divine. And Sir Paul McCartney to marry at Westminster Abbey. I'll order the wedding of Songbird Song McCartney and his two loving, humble brides, Cordelia Guggenheim, Charlemagne. Now Sing was king, the warrior king Charlemagne, and his high school sweetheart from Friends Seminary. I order the wedding of Robin Michelle Songbird, and Will Smith. They've been in love since they were a sister and brother in the Garden of Eden. And they are to be America's sweethearts, President and First Lady of the United States, the truly first black president, because Barack Obama was African and white. He was not an American black man. And truly first black first lady. Michelle Obama is a tranny. She's not even a lady. Okay. I'll order the wedding of the goddess Isis, tough, beautiful Cleopatra, Melanie Lynn Spear, Songbird, Sesame Street star, educated early in private school, the Quaker private school, Friends Seminary, and David Goggins. I'll put Garrett, no, it's Goggins, David Goggins, who is the toughest man on the planet. He's a Navy SEAL, an Army Ranger, Air Force icon, and the first to hold the Guinness Book of World Record of 4,030 pull-ups in 17 hours. Can you fathom doing that? 17 hours? Wow. And now Spear, that's part of Melanie's name. She presents praise for Eve, the mother. Eve the mother. Okay. When your heart is in your dream, no request is too extreme. When you wish upon a star, your dream comes true. At 9 years old, in her attic in Clarksville, Tennessee, on 420 Lee Street, young Minnow, T. Michelle Birdsong, prayed nightly to God and cried and begged and pleaded to God for him to send her father. When she grew up, her guru, Charan Singh, Jesus Christ III, Gorinda Singh Dillon, directed her feet to the sunny side of the street. Song she heard as a 6 or 7-year-old in Clarksville, Tennessee, at the 10th Street Colored Park, a colored traveling minstrel still called Silas Green. The children sang that song. Now, her guru said, stand on the corner of 8th Avenue and 17th Street, then look up. She did. Out of the mist came a ball of light. She knew it was God. She was melding into him, and he said, no, I want you to live. He talked to her. He told her she is beautiful. She is true. He is proud of her. He told her to tell him her hopes. He is the Most High God, the star, the sun, that if she places her hopes and wishes upon, her dreams come true. Okay, she is Dr. D.R. Freud, F-R-E-U-D, Dr. Freud. Fritz Perls is Jesus Christ Josh Groban. She is Laura Pearls, Gestalt Therapy Founders. There it is, Laura Pearls. And she is Dr. Joyce Brothers, who made mass media accept self-help for people. And she's Emma Jung. So those are her psychology dreams. Dr. Freud et al., T. Michelle Birdsong, has synthesized her versions, her various approaches to psychotherapy, and has come up with a natural, easy therapy called Talk and Share. If you can focus, I should write that down, therapy called Talk and Share. I'll probably have it someplace else, but I want to share as well. So if you can focus and remain focused for a session, that can help people know what they are experiencing. T. Michelle says her autobiography about the therapy called Talk and Share Therapy is to be called Stranger to Myself. Okay, where am I? No more. Knowing yourself is an ongoing process. We are works of art still in the works for us to understand. Okay? Now, This I got from Dr. Miles Monroe, who is God. Discover the hidden you. He was a God's human, or human God. God's not trying. He's talking about the Most High God, the Son. God's not trying to make you into something. He wants to expose the real you he already sees. It is possible to rejoice every day if you believe God has made it. The Most High God, the Son, makes my day light every day. Go ahead. You are a heart and a head. Stretch. Look at the success that is just waiting to happen, depending on your thoughts, your feelings, your beliefs, your stories, your breaths, and your focus. Okay? So that's the end of this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned a lot and learned something that can help you be a blessing to the world and to yourself. And make God proud of you. So long.